Good morning. It's me, Mikey Pipes, and Daniel's son. Ooh, look, you're making an appearance today. We're gonna feed the people. Nutrition, food, sustenance, TGIF, ladies and gentlemen. Today is Friday, March, that's for you, Matt. March 25th? Yeah. March 25th, 2022. We're going to Levittown, which is in central Nassau County on Long Island. Homeowner has what he believes is a hydronic radiant heating system in his slab, which is buckling his hardwood floors, which he believes is caused by a leak. We shall see. We got the HIK Micro B20. Is it B20? Yeah, B20. And we are going to see what's happening. All right? I can't guarantee what's going to happen, but I can guarantee you'll enjoy it. So, thumbs up in advance. Sharing is caring. Thoughts and feedback down in the comment section down below. And let's get going. Well, good morning again.
Yeah, we meet again. How are you?
Yes. Okay. So, tell the heat is off. Hi. Good morning. All right, he's moving stuff around. So, what have you noticed since we were here last time when the radiant system was off?
So now, I don't know, we noticed buckling around here. You see?
Yep.
I don't know if that's normal or...
Well, I think I asked this question last time, but I'll ask certain things again just to refresh my mind. So we were here about a month ago, right? The valve on the manifold, which appeared to be open,
right,
was actually off.
Right.
And before then, when's the last time you recall the radiant floor working?
That's the thing.
You don't think it ever worked?
It never worked.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I think...
Because you have the ductless heat pumps.
Correct, all the time.
And you have those running.
Right.
But now that you're selling the house, they wanted you to make sure the heat works. Heat inspector saw it wasn't working. That's why I was here, opened the valve.
Everything
and
works
now,
great.
less than a month now, it's coming up there. Now,
I mean, even before you came, there was a little bit of a, a bump. But it wasn't crazy. Now you feel like it's spreading.
Yeah. So it could be one of a couple things. Number one, you could have, a leak under the floor, water. Now I know this is not like real, like traditional hardwood flooring. It's very thin. Right. So you would know, you could see something like this already, but on hardwood flooring, like each individual piece like buckles. Like here, like it would like bow up like this. Each individual piece here, because it's not really your traditional hardwood floor. I know it's real wood, but it's very thin. Maybe the whole piece is coming up. So that could be one explanation. Another explanation is perhaps maybe the heat of the floor is causing the wood to expand,
right.
And now it can't go up, and it can't go left or right, so it's coming up.
Correct.
And because it's very thin, it's very easy for it to do that.
Trust me, when you guys left, the
floor works.
It's like amazing.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, we've been living here for 5 years, and we're finally feeling it. So, I mean, I hope it's that. There's no leak.
So what we can do, when I called you about as we left the shop, if you could turn the heat on. And you said you didn't know how to do that.
Oh, you mean put it up? I mean, sorry. I thought you meant like put it up. Oh, I'm not so sorry.
It's okay. Let's raise the temperature up.
Okay.
I don't know, several degrees. And we're going to have to wait and see. We have a thermal imaging camera. Okay. And we're going to see if we see anything. In the interim, let's put something heavy there. Maybe like a case of water or the tool bag. Or put that back down, yeah. Okay. And I want to push that back down because once the heat is on, because the thermal imaging camera measures surface temperature. It's not X-ray vision. It's not going to see inside things, but it will show us temperature on a screen in color. So as you saw when we turned on the rate, we got the rating to work, you saw the pecs and the line. So we're going to see that. Now what I want to see is, what I don't want to see actually, is a hot spot. Right. So let's say we have a row of pecs and all of a sudden it looks like a big balloon exploded there. Right. We see that, no bueno. Yeah. If we don't see that, then it's just expansion of the wood, and we'll see what happens. I want to show you this crazy Upanor. Oh, you'll see it. No, it's fine. We can still see it. How are you trying to light it on there?
Let's move it.
No, it's fine. I want to show Daniel the that block. That is, and first time for everything. That is from my understanding, a radiant system mixing valve setup with 2 circulators, and it adjusts the water. Now, if you look at the red one, see how it's turned on to 45? Yeah. When it's turned on, if it's parallel with the pipe, which is the general rule of thumb, is open, perpendicular is off. Well, if it's parallel, no water is flowing. Weird, right? So with it on a 45-degree angle, it works. Crazy. I think we tried that, and it was also off. Because what I did when I got here, I thought that maybe there was air in the line, so we tried to purge, and nothing was coming out. And then I looked at the boiler, jacked up the pressure, and same thing. But something's funky with that valve. But in the 45, it works fine. Yeah. So if the relief valve is dripping, which is 30 psi. Yep. This expansion tank is for closed hot water heating system. So this is the expansion tank for your space heating. This is the expansion tank for the domestic hot water. And because it's a closed system, and closed means like there's no opening. Okay. So let's say you have a pressure cooker on a stove. The water is going to boil, it's going to expand. So same thing with this. It needs the pressure needs to go somewhere. So that's why you have expansion tanks. There's a diaphragm inside which expands and contracts. It absorbs the pressure and releases the pressure based on pressure itself. On a hydronic heating system like this, typically the PSI in the system is 12 PSI. So the expansion tank is pre-charged at 12 PSI. And if worst comes to worst, this fails, then this will open at 30 PSI. And you may have just some debris in here, maybe compromised, but if we read the pressure on there, we're already at 20. And you just turn the boiler on. When this thing fires up against 180 degrees, I bet you that this will start dripping more. But we'll see. But yeah, the expansion tank probably is defective or not doing its job anymore. But given an oil contract, they'll take care of you.
Yeah, they charge like $1,000 for this.
Oh, they charge you for that?
Yeah.
Oh.
To replace a brand new one because it was like old.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, if they're paying you and you're already paying us to be here, we could probably do it for you.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's coming here. It's a different one, not from Chagor.
Oh.
He said $60.
Oh, okay.
To like, I don't know.
Replace the relief valve?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, but you have to find out why the relief valve needs to be replaced.
We shall see. He's coming today, like
you know. And there are 3 components that all work together. So you have your pressure-reducing valve, which is this green thing, that takes house pressure and reduces it down to 12 psi. You have an expansion tank and the relief valve. All 3, work together. But if one fails, it's usually because of something else. And there's also one other scenario here, because you have the indirect water heater, which is piped in as a zone. So let's say hypothetically, and I don't wish this on you because I know you sell in the house, right? So let's say it's not the pressure reducing valve, it's not the expansion tank, it's not the relief valve. Why is the relief valve, why is there too much pressure in the boiler, and why is the relief valve leaking? Indirect water heater. The indirect water heater is a tank within a tank, or coil within a tank. The coil or the tank itself is pressurized domestic cold water, right? Which then gets heated and makes hot water, right? Mm-hmm. And it's connected to the boiler, because the boiler is the indirect is set up as a zone, right? Because you have 3 circulators. This top one is your indirect. So you have boiler water going to a tank, which then is heated, which then heats the water in that tank. Mm-hmm. So imagine if there was like a pinhole leak, kind of like the copper pipe you had there, a pinhole leak inside. Now you have domestic water pressure, which is 50, 60 psi, leaking into the boiler side. If it's a very, very small leak, that will explain the drip on the relief valve. right? And your boiler company or whoever is here will hopefully diagnose that properly. What's up with that? All right, stop. Looks like something a relay issue, but okay. Food for thought. All right. Listen. Sounds like it's closed, right? Or possibly moving water, but we're not getting anything there. All right? And if I go like this, the same thing. Where's Pro Mix? And if I go like this, see?
Yeah, it sounds like it's open.
It sounds like it's open. And it was open because it worked. And we have no temperature increase. Something's not flowing here. So, what I think we should do, let's get a bucket.
Okay.
And we're gonna have to try to purge. Okay. Next one. A lot of air. It's hot now. And now watch what happens. Why don't I just hold it? Damn. I just did by hand before. Really?
Yep.
See, that's nothing? Look at that. Crazy, huh? So let's... So let's turn that off. Want to dump the bucket? All right. Purged out all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8? Yeah. All 8 loops. Our supplies are getting hot. That one's the walk-in closet. That's the hottest one. On the return, must be the shortest run as well. All right, but so far, the only thing we've diagnosed was air in the lines. Now that there's no air in the line, we will see how it performs over the next half hour or so. All right. I don't know if that was me just...
Oh, that's where you had your arms when you
Is it?
We had that.
So, oh, there's my handprint. That's why I must have, why is it still retaining the temperature there still? I guess there's my happy high. No, I don't think this is a leak, because if it would be like an exploded balloon here. Interesting. I think it's just because the floor is very thin. Here. Let me hold that for a second. Look how thin this floor is. And it's buckling here too, by the way. Coming up. See? Very thin floor. Maybe like a ½ inch thick. And no evidence of any leaks. That's just from me when we were purging. I think it's just because, not a leak, floor issue. You know, the temperature of the floor. What we could do to try to limit the buckling is adjust target temperature.
That was the guy said that it could be overheating.
Yeah, so we have a target temperature of 130. Let's adjust our, let's lower this to, let's try 0 degrees. Right, and let's go back. Now my target is 106. And that will base it on an outdoor design temperature of 0 degrees with a 30-degree delta T. Unless we turn off the outdoor sensor, we have to really dial this thing in. Maybe we should call Worsbro.
Do they exist still?
Yeah, of course, Uponor, Worsbro. All right, we called Uponor and told them what we have, where we're located, and what's going on. So we made some adjustments. Design outdoor temperature, we're gonna put that at 0. The design mix, I believe, was set to 170. Now it's at 130. The max is 140, and that's because we have a cement slab. The minimum mix temperature is 80, and that's basically from warm weather shutdown. The boiler minimum was set for 170.
It was at 180.
No, it was 180. Now it's set for 130.
So that's high.
Yeah, very high. And warm weather shutdown, 70. And I've got Fahrenheit, Celsius setting, and then we're back to design outdoor temperature. So not having the proper values on this Pro Mix is likely the cause, because we have no indication of a slab leak with the expansion pecs. And that's kind of a little suspect right there. Look at that guy right there. That's tense. All right. So what do you think? Did you learn something?
Yeah.
Okay.
I learned how to work through the menu on that thing.
Yeah.
I learned that thing was discontinued.
See?
I learned that...
To call a friend. Worsbro is our friend.
Yeah.
And look, they picked up right away. Like Uline. You know Uline, you can call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. A human being picks up the call every single time.
Yeah.
And she picked up. She goes, good morning, Worsbro, or Uponor, whatever she said, right? How may I help you? I'm like tech support. I'm like, sure, 1 minute, please. Very helpful, Uponor.
The tech support guy was nice.
He was very nice,
He
too.
wasn't like...
It wasn't being a dick.
One of the Navien guys who just wants to get the call over
Exactly. And you know why? They were readily available, because their products are good and reliable and dependable.
Yeah.
And while as we're about to leave, the AKA plumber who's going to work on the boiler showed up. And one thing that pisses me off, right? What do you say? He's only going to charge like 60 bucks. He wasn't going to charge me anything for labor, right? Something like that. His truck is right in front of ours. It's a Transit 2500. It's got windows on it, right? And he's got passenger plates on it. And inside his truck is like a version of mine, but obviously nowhere near it. But it's like, come on, he's gaming the system. He's not paying for commercial insurance, right? He's got passenger plates so he can get on the parkway and zip around quickly. Doesn't got a roof rack, no lettering, no nothing. Not right. Not right.
Probably makes less money then.
But he thinks he's, he thinks he's got a new van, right? I don't see how he's making any money, right? He said he was charging 60 bucks to change the relief valve, all in, on the boiler. And when we left, he had the torch out because the elbow was on it and everything was sweat together.
Yeah.
I don't know. At the price of gas these days, it makes no sense. But what are your thoughts and feedback on that? Look at this guy. See, I'm not going to show his license plate. I don't want to hate on him, but look. And it's got passenger plates on it. Kind of like that idiot who lives around the corner from my house. Fully wrapped truck, by the way. Fully wrapped truck. And he's got passenger plates on it. No respect for him whatsoever. None whatsoever. Play fair. We all play by the same rules, right? Unbelievable. And he treats his house in the front, the neighborhood, like he lives in Brooklyn. Like a shitty part of Brooklyn. Because when he swaps out toilets, he leaves it in front of his house. Like he's a pig, lives in a landfill. And I hope he's watching this, because he's a real shady character. Passenger plates, no license, probably doesn't even have insurance.
Didn't he rip your stickers down at the bagel
Yes,
place?
we believe he did. But now his stickers are gone for the bagel place. All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, I'd appreciate it. Like I said in the beginning of the video, give me a thumbs up. If you got something, if you learned something from it, give it a thumbs up. Let me get your thoughts and feedback, even criticism, down in the comments section down below. Be well. God bless. Stay safe.